figure, Helen Ruto. And there's a time she sought for public prayers to get a husband and also to be the leader of the youth. And the youth, moved by that, they have written several articles about positive, negative. It's a mixture. But you see, once you invite people that you want like a husband or you want to be their leader, as a youth leader, there are consequences. So you cannot turn around and say later, oh, they have approached me the wrong way or they have harassed you. Unless they criminally harass you, then you can complain. But if they are decently respectable, then they are entitled because you put an advert. Yes, it is. We have the tapes. We are going to demonstrate them during the hearing. That he sought for prayers, and the young men, in answer to those requests, they wrote some articles and books about her. When you approach somebody as a friend, you can take them flowers, you can take them a ring if you can access them. You can also take them a card or a book or a letter or a WhatsApp message. So there are many modes of communication with the digital age. So this one chose to use a book, and there's nothing wrong. She has narrated a positive narration about what she has done to the youth, and then why she's inspired by her. So what is wrong with that? So I think it is greedy for her to continue to charge this young man for impersonating her name. There's nothing wrong in this young man benefiting from her name. He's a public figure. The father is the president. That is the highest office you can hold in Kenya. So if other my small Kenyans use that name to earn a living, what is wrong with that? It is not criminal under the law. It's allowed under Article 33 of the Constitution, and it's called freedom of expression. So our young men are very innovative. These are graduates who have no jobs. There's nothing they can do. They don't have land. They don't own shares. They don't have a business. So the only remedy they have is to be creative. And this one has been created by generating a concept book. It has not reached publishing stage because they have to receive our consent. If she consents to it, then it can be published. But she has been very innovative by generating this concept and idea. So I don't see any criminal aspect of that case. It's only that she's overreacting. That's what I can say. No, 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 no. It is not incitement because these young men are very innovative and they are very respectable. If you take them the way they are, if you understand them, the problem is when you start to impose your idea on them, then there is friction and there are challenges. The moment you take the ideas as they come, these youths are very innovative. They move on. Yeah, you can see once the finance bill was amended and changed, they moved on. They never concentrated on the demonstrations. They moved on. So I don't know why the government is being oversensitive, and they know that the information highway is free. Anybody can access it. It's a digital world now. You can't be complaining, and you cannot be telling us that we are developing towards the digital world in the payment sector by giving us triple two, and other services. But when it comes to other actions, we are still inhibiting that migration to the digital world. It is irreconcilable. Yeah, there's a convergence between the policy and the implementation. So the government should leave the reality of what they are doing. They are saying we'll move to the digital world, let us go digital. And let us allow our youth to be as innovative and as creative as possible. No, it's a shame. It's a shame because you see, for me particularly, I know the president is a very sharp guy. He's an educated person. So I don't know why he should allow this kind of contact by any of his juniors. Mm.
What can you tell the youth who are here listening to you about the issues of this? Most because most of the crimes being brought to the youth is about cybercrime. Mostly.
Yeah,
What can you advise the government and what can you advise the youth?
yeah. What I
Agitating for the financial bill amendment, agitating for the new constitution to be follow up to the letter.
yeah, what I can say, I can advise our youth is fivefold. Number one, our constitution is the most progressive constitution. It is even ahead of the American Constitution, which has survived for 240 years. So our Constitution, if we guide it properly, it has everything because the drafters contemplated a living document so that if there are new and emerging issues which are complicated, the Constitution is able to address the new issues. And that's what we need. So secondly, we need citizens' vigilance. Unless the citizens are vigilant, the state officers will always breach the law because power is contagious and absolute power is like measles. Once you get a spot, it will always spread to the whole body. So the first thing is if our citizens, particularly our youth, can remain vigilant to ensure that the law is strictly followed, then we can have huge benefits in another 20 to 30 years. Because if you look at our current generation, our children, they don't have tribalism. They don't care where you were born, where you were brought up. They care about what you are able to do as a character. So let us focus on a united Kenya, Kenya with values of honesty and integrity, and we do things in an open and transparent manner. That's what I can advise the youth. The problem with our leaders, particularly our member of parliament, sometimes they pass laws without looking at them because they passed this law which requires that you have to engage in public participation. They give a website for public participation. And when people participate in that public participation, they charge them for having breached the section 16 of the Cyber Crime Act. That is obnoxious because they are the people who call for memoranda from the public. They say that this young lady is innovative, or these young people are very innovative. They have created that, their own website, and then they have linked it or tagged it with the parliamentary one. So so many people are able to communicate in mass, which is we should actually congratulate them for being innovative and for making communication easier instead of actually condemning them. That's where the problem is. We cannot achieve innovation and discovery if we stifle creativity. We need to allow our kids to be creative. That's why the current education system appeals to creativity. What is in your mind? How can you do things that you can create using your mind? That is the current mode of education, not the 844 system where we are moved from where we were running abstract books. But now people are learning innovation. And then when they innovate ideas, you want to arrest them and jail them. It is self defeating. So, my appeal to the young people is to be vigilant and particularly to elect good MCAs, to elect good MPs who appreciate the law in different contexts or in wider contexts, so that we don't have a situation where MPs enact a law and they don't even understand it. They come to understand it when people are being arrested about the same law. So that is the irony which we must avoid.
As you finish, can you introduce yourself to the Kenyans to know you more? The most of the young people
Yes,
doesn't know.
most of the young people should know that one time I was at GNC. I also fought for democracy for the removal of Section 2A, which gave rise to the new constitutional dispensation. And my name is Ondieki, a senior counsel who is a serious constitutional lawyer. Yes, Asante.